So for existing buildings, 2.1 or 2.6.2, when laws not in use, that means in cases where applicable codes, rules, or regulations, bylaws, or ordinances were not in use or not put to use or follow at the time of such construction of an existing building, then the building or structure must be maintained by the owner in accordance with this new code. When they say this code, mean the new code. So let's put it right here. Less stringent. In cases where the provisions of this code are less stringent than the applicable codes, rules, or regulations, bylaws, or ordinances at the time of such construction or substantial alteration, that means at the time it's alterated or renovated, the applicable provisions of this code shall apply, providing such application can be reasonably demonstrated to not result in danger to the public, as determined by the building official. So even if the new code is easier, less stringent, less strict than the existing code, the new code can be followed. So to prevent unnecessary work, as long as it not result in danger to the public. Existing means of egress. The building official shall cite the following condition in writing as a violation and ordered abatement within a time frame deemed necessary by the building official to make the building environment safe, healthy, or otherwise comply with this code. Less than the required number of means of egress. Egress components with insufficient width or so arranged to be unsafe or inadequate, including signage and lighting. Unsafe lighting and ventilation. The building official shall declare a building or structure unsafe in accordance with Section 116 when, in the building official's opinion, means of egress are hazardous or dangerous. Where full compliance for means of egress, lighting, and ventilation are not practical, the building official may accept compliance alternatives, engineering or other evaluation that adequately address the deficiency. So let's copy this section down. Okay. What is this? Okay. So this thing can also, it's not full of code references language. Less than, oh okay, need to copy from here. Municipal and state enforcement. This code shall be enforced, and enforcement officials will be appointed in accordance with the Massachusetts General Law. And Massachusetts General Law reference to the Department of Building Safety shall be considered reference to the building official. The building official is hereby authorized and directed to enforce the provisions of this code. In general, the building official is authorized and directed to enforce the provision of this code. Chlorination of inspections. Whenever in the enforcement of this code or another code or ordinance, the responsibility of more than one enforcement official of the jurisdiction is involved, it shall be the duty of the enforcement officials involved to coordinate their inspections and administrative orders as fully as practicable, so that the owners and occupants of the building or structure shall not be subjected to visits by numerous inspectors or multiple or conflicting orders. Whenever an enforcement official observes an apparent or actual violation not within the official's authority, the official shall report the findings to the official having jurisdiction. So, inspectors need to coordinate with one another so that things can go smoothly and not too many demands come out. All claims of liability relative to building officials shall be governed by the Massachusetts General Law. This is kind of important. Modifications. Wherever there are practical difficulties involved in carrying out the provisions of this code, the building official shall have the authority to grant modifications for individual cases upon application of the owner or owner's representative, provided the building official shall first find that special individual reason makes the strict letter of this code impractical, and the modification is in compliance with the intent and purpose of this code, and that such modification does not lessen health, accessibility, life and fire safety, or structural requirements. The details of this action granting modification shall be recorded and entered in the files of the building official, and a copy forwarded to the BBRS within 7 days. But of course, I think this is done by the building official, so people don't really have to worry about it. Building official may seek assistance from the district state building inspector for modification. But this is for the inspector to remember too. So modification of the code. This is a process to modify codes. Areas prone to flooding. The building official shall not grant modifications to any provisions related to areas prone to flooding as established by this code without the granting of a variance to such provisions by the Building Code Appeals Board. Also, no variance to requirements of this code can be solely utilized to argue for lawful construction, reconstruction, where such construction or reconstruction shall conflict with requirements of the Massachusetts General Law 131. removal, field dredging, or altering of land boring waters. So this is about land boring water. It's very difficult. So this is a separate law, almost like no reference to requirement of this code can be solely utilized to argue for lawful construction reconstruction, where such action would conflict with the requirements of land boring water. So for land that is prone to flood, it has to go through the process of appeal. For our variance. Matters not provided for. In recognition of the inherent difficulty of drafting a functional code that contemplates every situation that may arise in the area of building and safety, this section provides the building official, the Building Code Appeals Board, the BBRS itself, with reasonable discretion to ensure that all life safety issues that may arise in the enforcement of this code may be appropriately addressed. Matters not specifically provided for in this code regarding structural egress, fire, energy, sanitary, or other requirements essential to occupant safety shall be determined by the building official, or in the case of an appeal, the Building Code Appeals Board. If this provision is used, the building official shall comply, notify the BBRS in writing within 7 days, for highly specialized buildings and structures that conform to unique code of requirements or nationally recognized standards not required in this code, registered design professionals shall provide sufficient information to the building official to support their approval. So this is for specialized buildings. So this is the code right here. Matters not specified. And then for specialized building, this is for specialized, highly specialized building. Shall, like, it's almost like must provide. V, sometimes abbreviated as RDP. Required. It shall be unlawful to construct, reconstruct, alter, repair, remove, or demolish a building or structure, or to change the use of or occupancy of a building or structure, or to install or alter any equipment for which provision is made, or the installation of which is regulated by this code, without first filing a written application with the building official and obtaining the permit. So permit is definitely required no matter what you do. No construct, reconstruct, alter, repair, remove, demolish, structure, change, use. I'm not sure about painting. Work exempt from permit. Very important. Except for activities which may require by a permit.
Ada.
Yeah.
Ada.